Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel. My name is Moon and today I've got a different sort of a handbag video for you. I will be sharing and discussing 5 handbags in my current collection that I've decided to either sell and or repurpose. So 4 of these handbags I'm planning on selling and one of them I'm going to keep, but I'm no longer going to count it as part of my handbag collection. I'm going to use it in a different way. So I'm going to share these bags with you in the order that they were purchased, going from the oldest to the more recent purchase. And I'll talk about what drew me to them, why did I buy them, because there was something in each of these bags that I was definitely drawn to, and why ultimately I have decided to part with them. And before I get into the bags, I wanted to very quickly share 3 overall reasons why I have been inspired to purge some of my collection at this point in time. So one of the reasons I've decided to purge is that ideally I like to have somewhere between 15 to 20 handbags in my collection, and I was up to about 23 with the purchases I made this year. And I'm just, I don't know, somehow comfortable in the 15 to 20 range. If it goes beyond 20, it starts to feel too much. And since I was going in and evaluating my handbags, I found 5 that I thought would be, good at this point to transition out of. So that's one reason. A second reason I decided to do this is because I am running out of some space in my closet. And I feel like things are really cluttered in there, and I'm not a minimalist by any means, but I'm sort of a semi-minimalist, or someone who might be working towards a kind of cozy minimalism, that I do like variety in my clothes and in my accessories, but I also am working towards creating a collection that reflects who I am, and bags and shoes and things that I just really love and use. I don't want items in my collection that I'm not drawing pleasure from or that I'm not enjoying in the moment. So that's the second reason. And the third reason is because I have bought a few handbags this year, and if you've watched my channel before and seen my unboxings, then you've seen that over the last few weeks I've acquired a few new handbags. So this is a good time to take stock of some of the older pieces in my collection. And also just last week I purchased this beautiful bag that I did an unboxing of. And this is the Neverfull GM in the Damier Azur print. Absolutely love this bag. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm planning on using it as my everyday tote and work tote. So adding this particular bag, like I don't know if it's a unicorn bag or like a favorite bag or a bag I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of, that it's given me the confidence to let go of bags that I know that I haven't reached for in months or haven't really been working well for me, but I have been unwilling to admit it and now I'm finally admitting it. So let's get to the 5 bags, and I'm going to start again with the oldest bag in my collection. And the first bag is this Loadies crossbody bag, kind of a saddle bag with this closure, and it's a magnetic closure, which I like very much. There is a slip pocket in the back, and it's a nice, simple, casual bag. I like the classic look of it. I like the silver hardware on it. I like that there's a pop of a pattern on the inside, and you can fit quite a bit in here. And the strap is fairly comfortable. So, the leather on here is really soft. So I was drawn to this bag for a number of reasons. And I have been using this as my daily walking bag for the last 3 years. And it's worked fine, but there's been one major issue. And that is that the strap on this bag is not adjustable. And it is just a bit too long to be completely comfortable, and so it lands somewhere along my upper thigh, and when I walk, my thigh hits the bag and kind of pushes it forward. And I knew right from the start that it wasn't the perfect fit. I thought I would get used to it, and then I liked other features about it. But I did acquire a small Dooney and Bourke Lexi crossbody this year, and I've decided to use that as my walking bag, and I've been using it the last few days. It's working out well, so although this bag is in good condition, I think it's time to sell it, and I think it would probably work better for someone who's a little taller. I'm 5'6", so maybe someone who was 5'7", 5'8", it would hit them just about right. So that's the reason why I've decided to sell this Loadies bag. The second bag that I purchased and that I'm deciding to repurpose, I'm not going to be selling this one, is the Rafia Tassel pouch. And this is from Loeffler Randall. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I love this company. They do a lot of these like straw bags, and I love this clutch. I love the leather details on here and this leather tassel on here, which, as you can see, this has dried out a lot. And that's because I got this bag as a present from my boyfriend on my birthday, and it was on my wish list. I wanted it. I had seen it on the Goop website. I love the rainbow colors here, and I just thought it's a great clutch for summer. It's quirky, again with these little palms on the side. So I was just so drawn to this bag. I definitely just thought it was beautiful. But soon after getting it, I realized that it's not working for me to have a bag without a strap. And that's something I realized about myself through owning this bag. Even though I've always liked the idea of carrying a clutch, and it's fairly comfortable, I really want a strap. I don't want something that I'm carrying in my hands or under my arm. So for that reason, I repurposed this and used this as a cosmetics pouch and kept it in my bathroom, which was a bad idea because a lot of water got splashed on this tassel, and that's why it's so dry, and I have oiled it and tried to smooth it out to no avail. And then I took it out of the bathroom because I realized I did want to preserve it. I didn't want it to just fall to shreds sitting in there. And I now use it as a pouch where I store some just nicks and knacks in my accessory drawer. And I just love seeing it. I still think it's so beautiful. And what that means is if I ever did want to use it as a clutch, if I was ever in the mood once in a year or two, I don't think I would use this as a handbag really, most likely. But if I ever wanted to, it's still there. And I still get to enjoy the aesthetics of the piece, which I do like. So that's the second bag, and I'm going to repurpose that one. The third bag, which I am planning to sell, is this Dooney and Bourke bag. And this is the Verona Elisa satchel in the cocoa color. This is the regular size, and I think it's a gorgeous bag. I think it's so beautiful. I love the pebbled brown leather and then this richer brown leather combined with the black. The strap is pretty comfortable. And I like that there's a slip pocket in the back. You can see the tag still on there. I have not used this bag. And I like the loop closure. I like the style of the bag. And inside there is this red lining and zipper pocket and pockets in the front in your typical Dooney and Bourke with this pop of green right there. So, you know, the bag's in excellent condition. And the reason why I purchased it is because I own the same bag, same exact style, in black. And that bag was also a present from my boyfriend. It was on my wish list for Christmas a few years ago. I love that black bag. The strap on that black bag fell apart, and I ordered a new strap from Motto. And the bag is really well worn. It's the oldest bag in my collection now. But I was worried about it just withering away since it is a few years old now. And I thought I would get another one in case, you know, that one fell apart, then I would have a backup that I could use in the same style. But the truth is that I don't mind the fact that the other bag has worn quite a bit. I also am not using it regularly, so I'm only taking it out a couple of weeks a year. So it's still, I feel like, got life in it. That's going to continue for a while. And I've realized also that I prefer wearing the black, even though I love the chocolate colors on this piece. I have the Speedy B25 and Damier Eben print, so whenever I feel like wearing a chocolate colored bag, I reach for that one. So for that reason, I feel like this is a bag that I definitely appreciate, but just not one I have reached for. I mean, like I said, the tag's been on there, and I've had this for a year or so, somewhere around there. So I think it's time to part ways with this bag. Okay, 2 more bags, and these 2 bags are siblings. They are in the same exact style. They're both tote bags, and they're just in different prints. So I'm just going to show you bags 4 and 5 together. So here's 4. This is the St. Anne Barrington tote in this nylon material with leather trim. And here is the sister or sibling bag. This is in the geometric brown print. And this particular bag has not been worn at all. I have never worn it. This one I did use for like 3 months, and I quite like this bag. I think it's a pretty bag. I do like the tan trim on here. However, I've decided to sell these because really the reason I purchased these 2 totes was because I wanted a Louis Vuitton canvas Neverfull, but I couldn't afford one at the time, and I was still saving up for one. I just bought my Speedy, and so I didn't want to splurge necessarily on a Louis Vuitton tote. But now that I have purchased my Neverfull GM in the Damier Azur, I just feel like I love the size of this bag, and that, you know, this one just makes me so happy. It makes my heart sing in a way that, though I appreciate both of these bags, they don't. You can see right there that this bag is sort of LV inspired with the checker print, right? And this one too reminds me more of the Damier Ebene. I mean, it's a different print, but still that idea of light and dark. So I realize if I was gonna get this bag or get another tote, I would rather get a Neverfull bag. But you know, that's for much later in the future. Right now, I'm just so thrilled to have this bag in my collection. And in addition to this, I have maybe another 5 totes. So I still have some options when it comes to totes. I have a Kuyana tote, I have a whipping post tote, I have the Neverfull PM in the monogram print. And I, you know, also have a couple of other canvas totes that are more casual, and, you know, we're under $100 US, but I do use them and I find them to be very, very comfortable. So for me right now, I think that's a good number. And again, the goal with purging and downsizing is to really make sure that I'm using the bags I own. And I feel like when you purge a little bit, it can increase your enjoyment of what you have, because you realize that you rely on these bags more. And also, I've realized that having, you know, every time you add a handbag to your collection, you're also adding a kind of responsibility for caring for it, cleaning it, you know, and just taking care of it and storing it. So I just want to be storing those items that I'm really using, even if I use some of them just a few times a year. As long as I'm definitely reaching for them and getting joy from them, then I'm happy having them in my collection. Anyway, I hope this discussion today was helpful, and I would appreciate it if you enjoyed my video. Please give me a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments, how many bags do you own, and have you recently purged any handbags? What's your process, and what do you think is an ideal number? And is there a number where maybe you start to feel overwhelmed? So if you have any just thoughts on this topic, I would be interested to know. Thanks so much again for tuning in. Have a great week, and hope to see you in the next video.